Hello, people. Welcome to my channel. This is Humberto Piña, and this is a series of tutorials for people who want to do better in the TOEFL test. If you've been here before, welcome back. Please stay, watch the tutorials, watch the video, and if you find this information useful, give it a thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Consider subscribing to our channel, and if you know anyone who can benefit from this information, please share it with somebody else. Now we are in the structure and written expression section of the TOEFL test. We are working with a subject and verb agreement. So in skill 21 says make verbs agree after expressions of quantity. A particular agreement problem occurs when the subject is an expression of quantity, such as all, most, or some, followed by the preposition of. In this situation, the subjects, all, most, or some, can be singular or plural, depending on what follows the preposition of. For example, all of the book was interesting. So we're talking about all of the book. In this example, the subject all refers to the singular noun book. So the correct verb is therefore the singular verb was. All of the book was interesting. In the second example, all of the books were interesting. The subject all refers to the plural noun books. So the correct verb is the plural verb were. All of the books were interesting. In the third example, we got all of the information was interesting. The subject all refers to the uncountable noun information. So the correct verb is therefore the singular verb was. This is uncountable. So we're going to treat it as if it were singular, even though it's uncountable. Book is singular countable. Books is plural countable. And information is not countable. All right. So here we got a chart which outlines the key information that you should understand about the subject verb agreement after expressions of quantity. We got all, most, some, half, of, the, and then whatever we're talking about. Book, books, information. Based on that, we're going to choose the correct form of the verb. So when an expression of quantity is the subject, the verb agrees with the object. This book is singular, books is plural, the information is not countable. Okay, so let's do the exercise. So exercise 21. Each of the following sentences has a quantity expression as the subject. We're going to underline the subjects once, the verbs twice. Circle the objects the verbs agree with, and indicate the sentences are correct or incorrect. The example, the witnesses saw that most of the fire in the hill was extinguished. Right, so we got most of the fire. Fire is non-countable. So we're going to it's a singular subject. So we got a singular verb, extinguish. Some of the animals, right? This is plural. From the zoo was released into the animal preserve. So we talk about animals, plural. So here it should be were released into the animal preserve, right? Okay, so now it's time for you to pause the video, complete the exercise, then come back and check your answers. So pause the video now and I'll be here when you come back. Okay, now that you come back, let's see, we got all of the students in the class taught by Professor Robert is required to turn in their term papers next Monday. So you got students, which is plural, right? So it should be are required. Students, all of the students are required. Half of the food, right? Food is non-countable. This is plural. Then we are saying to the guests are still in the refrigerator. So food is non-countable. So this verb should be different. It should be is still in the refrigerator. We believe that some of the time is not countable, of the employees is going to be devoted to quality control. So this is fine, countable. The verb is treated as a singular verb. All of the witnesses, witnesses is plural, have indicated that they believe that the defendant was guilty. So all of the witnesses, plural, and the verb is also plural, so this is fine. She did not know where most of the people in the room was from. Right? People is plural, it's an irregular plural. So this verb should be plural too. So no, it should be all of the people in the room were from. That's incorrect. In spite of what was decided at the meeting, half of the procedures, plural, was not changed. So here we have a problem. It should be were not changed. Right? I was sure that all of the questions is plural, on the tests were correct. It's fine. And most of the trouble is what we call non-countable. The employees discussed the series of meeting, was resolved within a few weeks. So it's perfectly okay. All right, so be on the lookout for these expressions like most, some, all, have, because we have to see what they're talking about fire, animals, students, so we can know what kind of verb we need, so we can make it. So again, if you find this useful, give it a thumbs up. That really helps the YouTube algorithm. Share it with somebody who might benefit, and consider subscribing so we can make the channel bigger and better. Okay, so thank you very much and see you online.